Award shows. Where would we be without them? I mean, the Golden Globes, they let us know who the Hollywood foreign press really wants to hang out with. I mean, the Oscars, they remind us of all the big important movies that we missed during the year and put them into our Netflix queue. This year, we wanted to kick off Enjoy the Show with an entire episode dedicated to the Oscars, but as it turns out, like, none of you have actually seen most of the films that are up for nominations. I mean, maybe Moonlight never actually came to your city, maybe you'd never heard of it, maybe, heaven forbid, you had just no intention of seeing Moonlight in a theater in the first place. Whatever the case may be, rattling off a bunch of predictions for movies you have no context for is a waste of our time and yours, and as such, we kind of decided to instead establish our own award ceremony, one we feel reflects the attitudes this show will be about in the interests of our audience and our collective belief that sick abs deserve way more Oscar and awards attention than they have ever received. With that in mind, roll out the reddish carpet, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Welcome to the first episode of Enjoy the Show. It's brought to you this week by Blue Apron, so thank you, Blue Apron. And welcome to my guests this week. I got Ashley Jenkins, I got Andy Blanchard, two movie experts, people that are asked constantly for their opinion on films and the media and TV alike.
How many of the Oscar-nominated movies have you seen, Ashley? Best Picture nominees have you seen?
What's nominated for Best Picture?
There's your answer.
Have you seen Moonlight? His whole monologue was about Moonlight.
No.
Okay.
I have seen Deadpool.
Yeah.
Which the thing is, I'm here to talk about the nominations.
Did you
for
see
Best
Manchester
Abs.
by the Sea?
God no.
Okay.
That sounded sad.
Manchester.
You fucking shout ahead. You gotta fucking watch Manchester.
I'm here for the abs category
Yeah.
and for the shameless special effects category.
Yeah,
Got
that's what I brought you in for. So,
I'm every man. I'm an every man.
Okay, fair enough.
Ash, can we
every
just
woman.
put that in Ashley's like lower third? Ashley Jenkins, the everyman.
The everyman.
Okay, so we're going to talk
Where's your
about
camera?
awards,
That's
and we're
all right.
going to give our own awards out. I wanted to talk to you guys really quick about award shows in general. I obviously made it clear in my intro that there's kind of a pointlessness to the awards with a lot of audience members. What is your guys' takes on award show in general? Like, do you get excited about the Oscars, Ashley, at all?
Oh, Ashley, go
I
first.
find it interesting. I look at it as an engine for discovery. Actually, like
Yes.
movies that I didn't go see that I might have missed, and they come up and they're nominated for a billion categories, and
Yeah.
I think I should maybe check that out.
Does that mean do you watch the Oscars?
I'll look at a list afterwards.
Yeah, so you don't like look forward to the award show itself or the Golden Globes, like watch those?
Ain't no one got time for that.
I know, same here. I'm in agreement. I'm in agreement. I also don't really care for like just how much pageantry has gone into the shows now, where it's like
I never watched the red carpet.
we're gonna have 3 hours of red carpet before
Never
the show.
watched that. I don't give a fuck about their dresses, their tuxes. I don't give a fuck. I will care about the movies, and I want to see the clips of the movies, and I want to see people win for the movies, and I want to get angry, and I want to rant about it on the internet and tweet along with it because I do that with every fucking live thing that's ever on. Like,
That's what gives your life
Do you do
exact
like
purpose.
Live tweeting.
the live plays they keep doing, like Hairspray?
no.
No, those are
You should
bad.
consider it.
Those are bad.
Yeah, but think how angry he could get.
He could
You're
get very,
bad.
very angry.
That's bad, and you should feel bad for bringing that up.
Another question. I'm very curious what your guys' answers would be. Favorite Oscar snub? Like thing that you wish had been given an Oscar or that when it should have and it didn't? Like if I gave you an Oscar, said you can give this to any movie for any reason, what would you do?
I am going to give every award to Emmy-nominated Bernie Burns
Emmy nominated Freddie Burns.
for his portrayal of an action hero.
Hero.
In CBS's The Amazing Race.
Yeah, hero.
Hero.
Okay, we'll go with hero.
Not even a movie.
I said,
Do you know
well,
how the Oscars work?
she could give it. I mean, the
We're
Golden
here
Globes
to break
have
the rules.
Golden Globes have TV categories, so it's fine. That works. What do you
Okay,
got?
that's not a fucking Oscar. That's a Golden Globe.
Okay, well, it's a mag.
Way less prestigious.
it's-
way less prestigious.
Okay.
Wait, that's like the Golden Globes are like the canary for the Oscars. That's
although
that's
the
how you get an
statue
idea
is
what's
cool.
gonna
Golden
get
Globes are the
nominated for it.
canaries for the Oscars.
The statue
Right.
is cool. It's like a fucking globe with a fucking
All right,
thing
right.
over it.
Well, what's
and the
your
Oscar's
Oscar?
a fucking dude.
It's a dude. What's your Oscar that you give out?
Rush, Best Picture from when it came out.
Are
Fucking
you
snubbed.
you just care about Natalie Dormer's boobs?
They're great in that movie. Also, Chris Hemsworth is shirtless in that. Good abs in that movie. Great acting. True story.
Ron
Favorites.
Howard directed.
Ron Howard directed it. It's my favorite sports
fast
movie.
cars go vroom,
There's
vroom.
fast cars go boom boom in it. There's fire. People get fucked up. It's good. There's a decapitation. There's
All
great
you have to
in
do
it.
is have fast cars and something, and Andy will go watch it.
Fast cars and boobs.
I can't believe
all-
I nominated something that wasn't Star Wars.
Fast and Furious gets all of them. All
Yeah.
the
No,
Oscars.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
Oh, what,
aside
like the
from that-
prequels? Like, Andy likes the prequels.
No,
Yeah.
just like Star. I
Oh
figured you
yeah,
would, like,
Force
you would
Awakens should have
give
won Best
anything to
Picture.
Star
Rogue
Wars.
One should win Best Picture. Darth Vader lightsaber fight. Just like play that on
Is that
loop
best
when that
shameless
comes up.
special effects, or is that still
That's
coming
in
out?
here. That's later down the road, but that was my.
We'll get there. We'll get
Yeah.
there. Okay. I like your choices. I agree with both, especially the Bernie one. All right. So, welcome to the first annual Maggies. The Oscar of the Oscars was named after someone's uncle. Emmy, the award, is a play on words for a piece of camera equipment. And SAG, it's just an adjective no one ever wants to be said about them. So I wanted my award show name to have meaning. So I couldn't think of any better idea than to name the awards after the only real woman in this world and my one true love and soulmate in life, Dame Maggie Smith.
Saggy Maggie.
Don't say Saggy Maggie. You've ruined it already.
You can cut that out.
In a sense, the Maggies are a straight-up populist award. In another sense, they are here to award and reward badasses who might otherwise have gone unrecognized by the Academy or the Hollywood Foreign Press or the half-assed collection of film bloggers who make up your city's critic circle. I'll save you the trouble of looking yours up. They either voted for La La Land or Moonlight in every possible category, even Best Animated Film. I mean, of course, I loved La La Land. Anybody I think I know who's seen it, can agree with that. I'm gonna get hate for saying that right there. And Moonlight and Manchester by the Sea were also great. Those are
Manchester.
great. Manchester. Those are all great movies, filled with great performances, executed by great directors. But even if you guys had seen those movies, they don't need our help in terms of winning awards. The Globes and the Oscars will take care of that. With the Maggies, we want to be a bit more specific and a bit more, God forbid, fun.
Lowbrow.
Yeah, that's the word, and a whole lot more relatable. With that in mind, let's crown some winners. That sound good? Okay.
Yes.
So the first category that I want us to talk about is a category that is, I think, snubbed just constantly. I know that award shows
Comedy?
Well, yeah, it's that
Martian won Best Comedy.
I know the
Oh my
Oscars.
God.
The Oscars don't
Golden
do
Globe, I think.
Yeah.
theme like a genre. They don't do genre, but I feel like with that comedies are just snubbed constantly, right?
No one takes them seriously.
Comedies are harder to do than dramas.
That's not
I've heard
necessarily
from actors.
true. It's the timing on comedies
Like,
is very specific.
Whenever I watch like James Lipton, it's usually comedians. They're like, my job's harder, and I believe them. That's my
Because they're on
reference.
James Lipton's
That's
show.
that's my reference. Yeah. Does he still make that show?
Inside the Actor Studio?
Yeah. Fucking love that guy.
I think so. He does.
He does?
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, so we're talking about comedies, and I want to talk about a very specific category that we've made up: best physical comedy sequence, because I think physical comedy is a fantastic art that actually does take work.
Yeah.
But there's no way anybody would ever get an Oscar for making a good physical joke. So we've got 4 nominations. We're gonna go down them, and we'll just all make our vote and kind of discuss them. We got Hail Caesar, the Channing Tatum jumping onto the submarine sequence, or just Channing Tatum in general in that
Does
movie.
that leap?
That's so great. We got The Nice Guys, Ryan Gosling in the bathroom. Again, also there's a ton of just scenes in Nice Guys that
You
are
almost
great.
see his dick, so that's good enough for me.
It's so close. It's so close. Deadpool. I specifically said beating up Colossus on the freeway.
I can't do
just
that.
the process of him breaking everything on his
Nope,
body.
don't like that.
Very much Black Knight from Holy Grail. And then last one was Swiss Army Man, a movie that no one else saw.
The entire movie, though.
The entire
right?
movie, specifically the opening when he gets on the Daniel Radcliffe dead thing and rides it as a farting boat across the water.
Yeah, you see his ass cheeks bubbling up water.
It was just like, this is how we're gonna start the movie off. We got a dead Daniel Radcliffe and he's gonna fart this guy
The movie
across.
has the most amount of heart in any movie just around farts. The movie is just based around farts.
Yeah, he like.
Did you see it,
He
Ashley?
starts fighting.
Oh, yeah.
Did you like
Look, farts are the highest form of humor, if you ask me.
I think they're hilarious.
I guess that maybe should have been a category as like best fart
Best farts.
in a film from 2016.
I think, here's the thing, though, is that just
Suicide
like
Squad.
every single
just
nomination would
one
be a
long
different
fart.
scene from that movie.
Say what?
From Swiss Army Man. Every nomination would be Swiss Army Man.
Yeah, it did. I mean, to talk just briefly about Swiss Army Man, if I had to suggest a movie that no one went and saw that just didn't get a wide release that I think a lot of people would genuinely love, it's Swiss Army Man. Even down to the music. The music's fantastic. It's all verbal, like a cappella.
It's very acapella-y. Well,
It is
got
acapella,
yeah.
But it's Paul Dano and Danny Radcliffe doing the music. It's fantastic. Great movie that didn't get released like basically anywhere. We get spoiled here in Austin.
Alamo.
We get a lot of movies
We get
that
a
no
lot
one
of
else
stuff.
gets. It's also, though, a movie that's really difficult to communicate to people.
Yes.
in a way that makes any sort of sense. It's like, well, this guy's he's kind of dead, but then he can be, but then he can be used for a bunch of stuff, and he's like a tool friend for this guy,
Yeah.
He's,
I have a lot of
shipping.
tool
It's like,
friends.
well,
Welcome to Rooster Teeth.
Yeah.
he's a
It was a good movie. It's a good movie.
He's us.
All right, so we got our 4. Have you seen all those movies? Did you see Hail Caesar?
I did see Hail Caesar.
What do you think of Channing Tatum and his the jumping and submarine thing was fantastic, but even just his song.
The barroom scene
No
is
dames.
amazing.
Yeah,
No
I think the
dames.
barroom scene is my favorite of Channing Tatum.
my
in
God.
the
Sliding
entire
on,
thing.
yeah, he's just sliding on the tables on the floor.
Well, and it's like there's the singing and the dancing, and they have the bit with the bartender, and it's all.
And then when he's stuck between those two guys, and
Yeah.
he's just
He
like
gets stuck.
he's being
There's-
rubbed up between them.
There's a lot of of physical comedy in that musical
Yeah.
number in particular, because it's
Like when you said
it's all
musical,
jokes about
when you said
sailors.
best comedy sequence, and you brought up Hail Caesar, I didn't even think of the submarine. Like I immediately went to that.
I just
bar
thought that was a
scene.
funny thing. Channing
said
Tatum's
that
actually a
weep.
really good physical comedian. I mean, even in the Jump Street.
Yep, those
he's,
are great.
He's really great with physical comedy. in
They had
those.
the numb tongues or whatever. That
He's
was pretty
great
funny.
with his body.
He's great with his body.
I mean,
agree.
he's a dancer.
I agree.
Mike?
All right, so we got those 4. We got Hail Caesar, Nice Guys, Deadpool,
was
or
thinking
Swiss Army
Step Up.
Man.
Oh, fair enough.
What's your vote, Andy?
I'd have to go with Nice Guys, Ryan Gosling in the bathroom.
I mean,
With
pretty
him
good.
fumbling with the gun, the cigarette, he drops a cigarette, drops like on his dick, and it burns him.
It
and
just
he
keeps
flinches
getting
and-
worse.
Yeah, he just keeps opening and closing it. It's fucking funny.
It's like you're like, this can't possibly escalate, and then it does.
Yeah.
So that's a good one,
just-
but
Hail Caesar, Nice Guys, Deadpool, Swiss
And
Army
then Swiss
Man.
Army Man is just the farting boat.
yeah, I'm thinking I might have to go Swiss Army Man.
Yeah?
I like the farting boat.
I'll give you that.
And also just
That's
because
fine.
so much
It's
of that
fine.
movie is also
I
very
like all the
physical.
Based on originality alone, I'd go with Farting Man as well. I'd say
Okay.
Gosling was just a great sequence they did, but just the fact that they decided to do that and ran with it and sold it, I'd go Farting Boat as well.
I mean,
So-
they made an entire
It was
movie out of
bold.
it. Out of
The
it.
Maggie goes to Swiss Army Man.
Yay!
Fair enough. I don't care. It was still
Also,
good as long as it doesn't
Ryan
go to.
Gosling really doesn't need our help.
It doesn't need our help. No.
Not this year.
But,
Not this year, no.
yeah.
He's
Channing
fine.
Tatum, has he ever won anything like prestigious?
Has he been nominated for anything?
I don't know that he's been nominated. He does a lot of like actiony comedy stuff. A lot of the stuff that gets ignored.
I thought he would have got like best actor in a drama for the first Magic Mike. I didn't think that movie was bad.
No.
Yeah,
There's
I'm
no
not-
way Oscars
Really?
would have like.
That did
a lot
pretty
of
well,
them
like
aren't
Rotten
gonna-
Tomato wise, I believe.
Yeah, but there's
The
no way
second one.
Oscars would pay it attention.
They're not going to go nominating movies about male strippers.
But it has heart.
They should.
It
And
has.
Dong.
It has.
Wait,
a lot,
did
it has
Full
a lot
Monty
of
get
things.
nominated for anything? Yeah.
Full Monty was.
I like
great.
how Patrick chimed in really quickly about that one.
But the thing is, like, Full Monty is like the entire lead up to, like the
I've
entire
never
lead
seen
up
the
to,
Full
to
Monty.
Drop and Trow. It's hilarious. It's
Yeah?
a wonderful movie,
Are there
but
dicks in it?
it's the.
There better be. With that name.
Do
Not
they
in the
show,
version I saw,
do
but
they
it's
show
like-
full frontal nudity in Full Monty? Really?
Ooh.
But yeah, it's
Pick
like
my interest.
it's like that. And then there was the female version of that was a Calendar Girls,
Yeah.
where the entire thing is like a lead up to doing like
Calendar
this
Girls was old
saucy
people,
thing.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that one.
I mean, bold.
How did I see that one and not Full Monty? Okay, cool. Let's move on. We got a bunch of categories to get through. I want to make sure we get through them all.
Deadpool.
I'm really happy about this second category because it came out of an epiphany while I was looking through the films from last year. This category is Best Voiced Acting Performance by Idris Elba. Because
I'd say
I
Idris.
figured out, Idris?
I'd say Idris.
It's Idris Elba. too.
Idris
Sure,
Elba.
why not? I don't care.
I figured out
I'm the hipster. I don't care.
that
Okay.
Idris Elba
Differently.
not only voice acted in multiple films this year, 2016 alone.
Who was he in Finding
They were all
Dory?
Disney films, and they were all animals, okay? It's all he did was he just did a bunch of animals for Disney all throughout the year.
So what you're saying is he's an animal.
He's my
Who
kind
was
of
he in
animal.
Finding Dory?
He was, okay, so we got Zootopia, we got Jungle Book, and we got Finding Dory. In Zootopia, he was the water buffalo
Yep.
He's
police
the police
chief.
chief.
Yep.
In Jungle Book, he was Shere Khan.
panther.
And in Finding Dory,
lion. The lion.
he's
Tiger.
Tiger.
The tiger. Whatever. I get my animals mixed up.
And then in Finding Dory, he was the sea lion. He was the sea lion that.
He was the
yeah.
sea lion.
What was the dumb sea lion's name?
Yeah, there's the sea lion. Was it Clarence? Something
No.
like that.
That's a dumb name, yeah, so that makes sense. If there's any Clarences watching,
he
I
was a sea
apologize.
lion.
You have a stupid name.
So, Idris Elba, I'd love a number on how much money Idris Elba made off of voicing animals in 2016 alone. Disney pays well. Okay, so did you see all three films? First
Yes.
question.
I did.
Okay. I think we all can just kind of go down and decide what we think did best. Zootopia, he was the chief.
Mm-hmm.
Jungle Book, Shere Khan. Finding Dory, Sea Lion.
Out of the three,
I'm gonna say Jungle Book.
I enjoy Jungle Book the
Why
most.
Jungle Book?
I feel like he had a wonderful menace.
He was.
He was so just
He fucks that
like
wolf up.
he's terrifying in that. And yet he managed to like sell you on how terrifying he was. It was like he was scary and evil, but it was also very seductive. Like when he's trying to not like
Tell me more about how the
not
tiger
like-
seduced you in
not
Jungle
like
Book.
sexy seductive, but like as he's like talking you over to his side.
Oh.
Persuasive.
Like
seductive.
charisma,
Persuasive would be a
charismatic.
better
He was
Well,
charismatic.
no, but it's like he's very much seducing you over to his side, not just persuading you with like reason. It's
I'm
just
not going to
this-
argue you on
there's,
Idris Elba
presence
being able to
to it.
seduce you even through the voice of a tiger. I'm not going to argue that. I just wanted to talk about it more.
I would have banged the tiger.
Whereas with as the police chief, he was good, but
You don't wanna fuck a water
he,
buffalo.
He faded into the background of that movie a lot more, I thought, than he did.
He
with-
definitely
Well,
didn't
he was
shine as
definitely
much in
the
that.
he was definitely the main antagonist in Jungle Book,
Yeah.
and he sold it.
So you guys,
Like, there's no real are there real enemies or bad guys?
there's Ka.
Christopher Walken is the ape.
Yeah, there's
not
Ka,
the
and then
orangutan.
there's orangutan.
So there's mini bosses.
King
There's,
Louis.
there's
the
mini
boss.
bosses, but he's like the one you
Final
got to get
boss.
all the keys to unlock his dungeon, so you can fight him.
The mini bosses in Jungle Book. That's fantastic. Yeah, I gotta agree that Jungle Book was fantastic. I'm gonna personally give my vote to Finding Dory.
Doesn't matter. Jungle Book wins.
I
Two
agree.
out of two
The
against
Maggie will go to Jungle Book.
Look at that. He's like, fuck you, John.
Well, in my show, I get 5 votes for me. No, I just want to make it clear that I actually think Finding Dory I liked better. I didn't like Finding Dory the movie better, but I thought his actual performance of that sea lion was probably one of the best parts in
He
it.
was more humorous.
Yeah, it was just one of the more believable characters in what I thought was just a lackluster Pixar film.
Yeah, I was not a big Finding Dory fan.
It
It
was.
was. I thought it was a very good movie. It
was safe.
But when you compare it to other Pixar films,
Yeah, like the
It's
sequels are
not-
never really
it's not in
as
the upper
good,
echelon.
except for Toy Story. The Toy Story franchise, all of them are so good. But
Toy Story,
Cars
yo.
2 managed to make Cars even worse.
You really hold your heart when you do that. Why are you holding your neck?
well,
while you
I
did
was
that?
gonna go because I was gonna go here, and then I realized I
mic.
would hit the mic, and
So
so I
you
was
just
gonna
did
try
it.
and go. I was gonna try and
Let
go
me
above
demonstrate
it.
what I didn't want to do.
I was gonna go above the mic, and then
It's
I was
just
like,
funny
no,
to be standing
no.
here going, "Oh, Toy Story."
Toy Story, make me sad.
Yeah, I would say Finding Dory. Yeah, Finding Dory was just.
Yeah.
Let's make a sequel because we can make it and it'll make money.
But also, like, we can't blame that on Idris
An
Elba.
octopus
No.
drives a
He did-
truck.
he did
Where
good
are
at what
we
he was
in this movie?
It did.
What?
That was what bothered me in Finding Dory was that it broke the rules of the Nemo world that it set, and I don't like it when sequels break the rules of the world they set in the former film.
I was
What
like,
the former films set rules about octopuses driving?
Well, like the
Like,
level
I
of
accept-
anthropomorphication of
I
these things.
accepted when the aquarium fish in the first one escaped in the bags. I was fine with that.
Yeah.
And then in the second one, what? It's just like everything, like
What is happening?
fish are jumping in like baby carriages and then in the little kiddie pools,
Yeah.
and then going through pipes, and then the pipes I was kind of fine with because it's an aquarium,
Right,
and
the-
then
the kiddie
and then
pool
a
is the real
truck,
problem.
and then the octopus drives a truck, and
Yeah.
I don't even know where I am anymore in this rant.
The least believable thing is the kiddie pool, because I mean the chlorination. You know what I mean?
Let's. Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, I didn't think of that.
Let's. Okay, so the Maggie goes to Jungle Book. Congratulations, Idris.
Suck on that, John.
Next category.
Is this now make John lose?
That's just
That's
life.
every game or every show that John's on.
Right. I thought this.
So another genre of films that really gets snubbed as far as getting a spotlight is, I think, action big budget films. I think they don't need to be given an
dumb
award.
movies.
Big dumb movies.
Also known as my favorite.
But this
movies.
is
That's
is
my
like,
favorite genre.
I know it's
Big dumb movies.
You guys are perfect for it, and I am as well. I love this stuff. But I think this is actually a category of people that work on films that don't
we
ever
just
get.
missed it.
It's fine.
You want to do it again?
There
Yeah.
you go. Do it.
That was even worse.
We can do it again. Ready?
Andy's face while he does it is the most genuine smile I've ever seen on a human being on this planet. All right, so stunt coordinators never get recognition for the stuff they bring to film, so I wanted to have a category, Best Fight Sequence Choreography. We got a lot of nominations for this one, so we're gonna go down them as quick as we can. We got Civil War. We pointed out Winter Soldier stair sequence with Sebastian Stan and Chris Evans.
That's as they're escaping the apartment block.
And then another sequence that we thought was great was the airport fight. Just that
That
big
was the
thing.
big one.
The reveal of Spider-Man.
The impressive thing about that entire scene being that they managed to make a war out of 10 people on an airport tarmac.
That was great.
That was
It's
a
like
good way to do it.
You're like, it's 10 people. How do you have a war?
Because Ant-Man gets bigger.
And then you see them pan across, and you're like, oh shit,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah. Batman v Superman. specifically Batman warehouse fight, which I think a lot of people would agree that that's probably one of the best parts of the film, was his fight where he's going to save Clark's mom. And that was like...
His mom's name is my
Martha.
mom's name. We should be friends.
Yeah. But it was the Batman
What?
sequence. You're like, I wanted this the entire film. It was Zack Snyder doing that heavy hitting kind of fight sequences that he likes to put in his films.
Watchmen was better.
Agreed. Jason Bourne, I just thought the one punch fist.
It's more of a gag.
The open.
It was a good build up. It was a good build up to him looking all ripped and everything, and Bourne's back, and there's just that one punch kind of thing. It's kind of like when Brad Pitt does the one stab in Troy, or when Brad Pitt knocks the guy out with one punch in Snatch.
And the thing where Brad Pitt
Is Brad Pitt in the
Pitt.
Brad Pitt film? Yeah. Next one was Doctor Strange, the hallway sequence that he with the cape.
the one where he
and-
gets the cape.
Yeah, that was just
Throw
really.
up special effects at the screen.
It was just really well choreographed.
I mean, it was a lot of special effects, but you could still tell what was happening, which I got to give it props for.
Yeah, you didn't feel lost in the special
Right,
effects. Like you
yeah.
still had a physical frame of reference for where
Yeah,
stuff was.
still,
and
I'm
what was
not the
happening.
biggest Doctor Strange fan. I didn't think the movie was that great, but I do like the effects in it.
For Doctor Strange, for choreography, I also put down the first fight with the Ancient One. It really set the tone for how this movie was going to go, and it was just
like the very beginning of the movie.
beautiful how they did all the special effects and how what's her name
Tilda Swinton.
Tilda Swinton, just her choreography and how she moved around.
I wish they saved that like the world changing for later in the movie instead of just showing you.
I like how they set the tone early
fair.
on.
They were definitely trying to establish that this Marvel movie is
It's
not
different.
like other Marvel
It's going to
movies.
be different.
That was good. And last but not least, Rogue One, the Darth Vader sequence at the end.
I just realized it looks like with this sweatshirt, it looks like I'm wearing a tux, but I'm not.
And he dressed up for the Maggies
Hey, look at that.
with a
Have you
Death
ever
Star
worn a
shirt.
tux? Have you ever worn a tux in your life?
yeah,
Michael's
wedding.
Yeah, Rogue One, Death Vader.
It might as well have
He
been
might.
Death
Yeah,
Vader.
he's Death Vader.
That's his
Yeah.
new name now. Death Vader.
So basically, we got Civil War, Batman v Superman, Jason Bourne, Doctor Strange, or Rogue One. What are your thoughts? Yeah, what? Really? But I want to know: is it just because you have to say Star Wars?
No. Okay, no. Okay, I
Why?
don't think it was the best action movie ever, but we finally got to see Darth Vader being a fucking badass after seeing him 30 years in the franchise. He never got to do what everyone says he does. Like in the 70s, it's the 70s, and he's just
two old guys
doing
fighting.
this.
So you're saying we got to see why he's
Yeah,
so fierce.
Return of the Jedi, he throws a lightsaber. That's cool. Anakin Skywalker was kind of badass, but then we actually get to see him in the. Shut up. We got to see him in the suit.
But he doesn't like sand.
He force pulls their weapons out of their hands, throws a guy into the ceiling, holds him up there with the Force, and then cuts him in half with a lightsaber. That's fucking cool.
It's a cool move, but I wouldn't necessarily call it the best action sequence just based on
That's
purely
fine.
off.
I'm gonna lose, but I vote for that. I'm gonna lose. I don't care. I vote for that.
Let's see.
I don't care. I don't care, Mom. I'm voting for Darth Vader, Mom. I don't care.
I don't think Jason Bourne because I like that. I love the lead up.
Star Wars.
But I also think
Ashley's talking now, Andy.
My point is made.
What do you think?
I love the lead up in the Jason Bourne one, but I almost feel like that falls more under physical comedy
It is a little bit physical comedy.
because
I'll
it
agree.
is this very dramatic thing, and then
That boy got knocked out.
yeah, one punch.
So what do you think? Doctor Strange, Batman v Superman, or Civil War? Or Rogue One?
I'd probably,
Why'd you put it there? I didn't even add that. You did.
Because I actually thought it was a good sequence.
At
good
the
sequence.
moment, I'm actually I'm debating between Doctor Strange and Civil War. I think I'd probably have to give it to Civil War because there were more actual people involved in it. Whereas I
So
feel
you like the
Doctor-
airport scene?
Yes. Whereas I feel the airport scene, but also the stairwell scene and the chase through the tunnel was that's all very cool stuff. It was well done. And if there's a lot of special effects, which of course there are, but it feels more grounded. Whereas Doctor Strange is very fantastic, and I feel like that was more an accomplishment of special effects than it was necessarily of combat action.
I can get that.
So Civil War.
I'm going to go Civil War as well, specifically the stairwell sequence and the chase that followed after. I think the choreography and basic dance work of Chris Evans and Sebastian Stan in that sequence, and the fact that they do almost all of their stunts themselves, learn all that, and learn it all. It's Sebastian Stan fighting as Winter Soldier. I have to give the award to that.
Wait, because he's
my
your
boy.
Halloween costume?
No, he's my boy. I love him, and then he ran, and it was fantastic.
Get fucked, Andy.
Okay, well, no. I think both
Right
those,
there.
both those scenes are
Yeah.
great, but my favorite scene from Civil War is when it's Winter Soldier and Captain America fighting Tony Stark.
That was great as well.
That was my favorite scene in the movie. When like,
Oh
It's
man,
much
when they're
more-
when they're
he's
just
like-
exchanging
much more-
blows.
it's
much
in the
more
trailer.
It's intimate combat.
That's so. If
As
I have
opposed to
to, so I vote for that. So 3 different scenes for Winter Soldier. So Winter Soldier gets it, but
Okay.
for 3 different scenes. But that was probably my favorite scene in the
Okay.
movie.
So Maggie goes to Civil War.
Yep.
Congratulations,
Fair
Civil War.
enough.
You got an award. Good job.
Not only that, but like you got to say Maggie. I mean, I'd love to see her in some Marvel stuff.
You got a saggy Maggie.
It's time. There's still time.
There.
Our next category is one of my favorite categories we've added. This one was added by Ashley. This category is Worst Reboot. Now, I know awards are usually for the best of stuff, but I had to allow this because
didn't add this
we only had one submission to this category, and that's Ghostbusters.
I didn't add this category.
You didn't? Who did?
No,
I didn't add it.
I didn't add it.
It might have been Scott, our writer, then. Then I still love this category. Worst Reboot, the only addition was Ghostbusters. So Ghostbuster wins to Maggie
I
for
never
Worst
saw
Reboot.
it. I never saw the original.
I saw the premiere.
You haven't seen the originals?
What?
oh, you're a
hold on.
baby.
What?
What? I haven't seen the original Ghostbusters.
Just watch the first
There's
one.
so many 80s movies I just
I know,
haven't seen.
I know.
Name an 80s movie.
Yeah. Dream Team.
Nope.
Adventures in Babysitting.
Nope.
3 Rotten Scoundrels.
Nope.
Three Amigos.
Nope.
Anything with Steve Martin in it.
Nope.
Pretty in Pink.
Clifford?
Nope.
Breakfast Club.
Nope. Here's another bombshell. Back to the Future. Nope.
All right. You're breaking his heart.
What's he doing on a movie show?
I don't know.
I like movies now. Indiana Jones, most of them once.
Ghostbusters gets a nod. This is so.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones, most of them.
I would say that this is our category that's like the in memoriam category of the award show because it's just the worst. We'll give a nod to the worst thing that happened to an entire franchise other than Suicide Squad. All right, so before we move on to our last few categories, I do want to say a little something about our sponsor. Spoiler alert, food's important, everyone, okay? And not all ingredients are created equal. You gotta get fresh, you gotta get high quality ingredients, and they make a big difference. So guys, it's important to know where your food comes from. So for less, this is just $10 per person per meal. You can get Blue Apron, and they deliver seasonal recipes along with little pre-portioned ingredients. They're in little baggies or little cups, and you use them to make delicious home-cooked meals. You guys can choose from a variety of new recipes each week, or you can let Blue Apron's culinary team surprise you. Recipes, they're not repeated. This is fantastic within a year, so you can get all kinds of new stuff and not get bored. Blue Apron's freshness guarantee promises that every ingredient in your delivery arrives ready to cook, or they'll make it right. You can tell them it came wrong, and they'll fix it for you. You can customize your recipes each week based on your preferences. They have all kinds of kind of categories you can kind of put down that you like or don't like or can eat or can't eat. Blue Apron has several delivery options so you can choose what fits your needs, and there's no weekly commitment, so you can only get deliveries when you want them. If you're not going to be home, you're going on vacation, you can stop it, no problem. Check out this week's menu and get your first 3 meals free with free shipping by going to blueapron.com/enjoy. You will love how good it feels and tastes to create these really good, incredible home-cooked meals. I've eaten plenty of them. I love them. You can get them all. Blue Apron. Don't wait. That's blueapron.com/enjoy. Blue Apron, a better way to cook. I highly recommend these guys. They're a great way to not only get good food, but also learn how to cook some good stuff, because once you cook it yourself, then you can just kind of remember, oh, I liked how that worked. So Blue Apron, do it. Free food. Why not?
Also, one of the ones that they had this last week was this lovely, it was a beef and lamb stew. Oh, so good.
They had a panko battered tilapia one week, or it was panko battered some sort of fish, and it was really good. I'd never really done like panko before. That was fun. All right, so let's get through these last
I don't
few.
like fish, so I had nothing to chime in.
You're broken inside.
I've never had lamb either.
Really?
Never had lamb.
No,
That's
I've never
weird.
had it.
So we're
so
gonna
I know.
we're gonna
and
circle
delicious.
back to comedies
heart.
again. This is our next category is best shitty comedy you didn't see. I feel
But
like
I probably saw it.
do you see a lot of shitty comedies?
Oh yeah.
Are you like that key demographic that just like if Will Ferrell or Ben Stiller or Vince Vaughn are in it, you'll go see it?
You're just
Probably, maybe not at the theater, but I'll probably see it
You'll watch it
at
later.
some point.
Okay.
Like there's
Pure
some times where you
trash.
just want to like turn your brain off,
yeah. I did
and
that
they're
with.
really great for that.
Well,
What
let's
was it? What was it? Will Ferrell, Kevin Hart movie? I finally saw that movie. Where
Get Hard?
Yeah, where he preps to go to jail.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
saw
I
that.
saw
That
Get
movie
Hard.
was terrible.
The whole time I was like, what is happening?
Let's go
He's
down.
getting hard.
I'd be curious. Let's go down this list and see what you have seen, since the category is shitty comedies you didn't see.
Okay.
Zoolander 2,
Yes.
Haven't seen it.
Central Intelligence,
No.
Masterminds,
Which one's that?
Zach Galifianakis, Kristen Wiig.
That was based on a true
Bank
story
robbers.
No, but that sounds delightful, and I want to see it now.
too. No, you
Bad.
don't.
It's
No, you
bad.
don't.
Or it's just. It's,
But I do.
It
It's
looks
Zach-
terrible.
It's Zach Galifianakis and Kristen Wiig.
Can't go wrong there at all, ever. They don't make bad movies. I'm being sarcastic. Sausage Party.
Yeah.
Nope. Oh, I did see that.
You did?
I did like that. I like that.
Pop Star, Never Stop, Never Stopping.
The twist at the end. Popstar was good too.
Did you see Pop Star?
I did not.
Okay.
So I've seen 2.
The
falling
only
down-
one
I've
of these
fallen down on the
movies.
job.
No, you are. Come on, step it up, Ashley.
know.
You gotta be an expert on
I'll
this
watch.
stuff.
I'll watch.
Why didn't you like Sausage Party?
Kept waiting for it to be subversive, and in the end, it was just lazy comedy.
No, that was funny. I was bought.
The movie about the talking food was just lazy comedy?
Well, I was waiting for it to be subversive
unique.
somehow.
To have some sort of
to like-
message.
to, yeah, like,
There was
to-
a lot of
to
message
twist
in it.
around
It was
no,
it was like
wasn't.
anti-religion. Yeah.
It was. It was.
It was
get
like
along-
don't believe in what everyone else believes. Like adventure out and see what really is out there. It's not really like believe in a higher being.
It was kill all the humans and get banged.
Yeah, but also there is no God.
Sounds like an upper. Okay, the only one of this category that I did see was Popstar, and I just saw it like 2 weeks ago, so I'm late on the game. So I'm actually gonna make a rule. You can't vote for something that you saw in this category. So best shitty comedy
Well,
you
how
didn't
do we
see.
vote for the best one if
What
we
do you
didn't
think
see
was the
him?
best shitty comedy you didn't see? I just want to know.
Oh, Zach Galifianakis and Kristen Wiig and whatever that one was, because I like both of
Masterminds?
them, so it's probably the best one.
Masterminds.
I will go Central Intelligence because you can't go wrong with The Rock.
He's the Rock.
He is The Rock, and he's fat in the beginning. I guess according to the trailer.
What?
Oh my God, it's so.
Oh,
it's
that's
so
right. That's where
weird.
those gifts come from of
Yeah,
the fat
he's
when he's
fat,
young.
yeah.
I remember that.
Kevin
I'm gonna
Hart and
I'm gonna go with Zoolander 2.
So we have.
I've never seen the
So
original
nobody
Zoolander.
wins this category.
This is a no category.
This is a
Do we
no
have a-
category.
do we have a tiebreaker?
Or they all get it. They all three get Maggie's. And Maggie's, everyone
We
gets
can't
it.
do that.
All right. So what's our tiebreaker?
Well, we have to vote. We have to one of us has to concede.
In comments, I'll let comments fix this one then. In
Okay,
comments,
so-
you guys have to. I'm gonna add this up when we come back to next week's episode.
Best shitty movie.
Best. I want everyone to vote. What's their best shitty comedy you didn't see from these ones that we listed? Don't add more ones. I won't count those.
Here's what you can do. In the comments, you can leave one comment for each of the names.
Yeah.
And then if you want to vote for that one, thumbs it up.
Okay.
That's good.
yeah. Okay.
John will, or would the Rooster count, or John will.
Yeah, I'll
just
put them
vote.
in there, and you guys can thumbs up the one you want, and we'll bring it back, and we'll see which one's the best shitty comedy.
Out of the
no one
ones,
saw.
out of the 3 that we came up with, or out of all.
Yeah,
of
out
them?
of the 3 we came up. So Central Intelligence, Masterminds, and Zoolander 2 is what we'll go
Okay.
with. Okay. Our next category, I love this category. Another kind of skew of what gets recognized, but still not, is best shameless visual effects. This is not just best visual effects. This is best shameless visual effects that are just like visual effects vomit in a film.
So Doctor Strange.
Essentially, but
it's not in
I
there.
think Doctor Strange was more so.
But it was all special effects.
Right. This is more so like cheap, excessive to the point where you're like, all right already. Like Doctor Strange, like this is beautiful and this is fun. So I think it makes sense once I list off what's in this category.
Okay, here we go.
We got Warcraft,
I haven't seen that.
Okay.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
I haven't seen that.
That's one word. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
Tim
Gods of Egypt.
Oh, I still want to see that.
Okay.
Have you seen that yet?
I saw the first 15 minutes.
We should watch that.
We should watch that.
I wanna see that.
And X-Men Apocalypse.
I like that movie.
Andy, come on.
Everybody hates it. I thought it was delightful.
Name what was good about X-Men Apocalypse.
He uses the locket to kill Nazis. That was fucking cool. They destroy Auschwitz. That's cool.
There's another movie where Steven Seagal uses a credit card to slit someone's throat, by the way. You might like that movie a lot.
What movie was that?
I don't know.
A Seagal
A
movie.
Steven Seagal movie.
There's not very many of them. You'll
that's-
find it.
He's a cop.
All right, so of those 4,
Gosh. Okay, so we have.
I still haven't seen Warcraft either, but
I haven't seen Warcraft.
I've seen the visual effects.
I've
of
seen
it.
that there's a pigman or
This is tough. So Warcraft, TMNT 2, Gods of Egypt, or X-Men Apocalypse.
I would have to say God. I haven't seen it, but based on what I know about Gods of Egypt, because it looks terrible and the special effects are just like throws up in your face and you have throw up all over you when you're watching this fucking movie. You're just like, what is happening? It's like, I don't know, but here's more.
Here's more visual effects.
And
You don't
it
know
looks
what's going
awful.
Well,
it looks
I can
terrible.
see
It
that-
looks like a game that hasn't rendered all the way.
It's a game that you don't have the processor right to turn
Yeah.
the settings all the way up. You're
It's
like,
like,
on
I don't know
media,
if anyone here played Battlefield 4 on the, this is an obscure reference, on the Xbox 360, but you had to install the graphics on a separate disc, and without it, there was just no texture.
Okay, you know what?
That's
You
what
know what
that movie
nomination
is.
is missing that I should have brought up earlier that I didn't.
Got a late incomer.
Assassin's Creed.
Oh, I didn't see that.
didn't
Was
see
it
that
pretty
either.
shameless?
So imagine Imagine like a lovely vista.
Imagine
Yeah.
if you will.
Okay,
And
I'm there.
You're there. There's a lovely vista. Talking ancient Spain.
Yep, I'm having coffee.
Now, put a bunch of smoke all over it so you can't actually see it.
Oh.
So Assassin's Creed is Haze the movie.
It absolutely is Haze the movie. Like they must have rented every fog machine in America just to get that. And I
So they
think
brought all the fog machines from America to Italy?
to Spain, dude. Come on,
Spain.
keep up,
It's
keep
Spain.
up.
Sorry.
Because I think what they were trying to do is it's theoretically memory, and so you don't necessarily remember all the details.
It's
But what it was effectively was we don't have to be super detailed about making this fictional historic city if we just put a bunch of fucking fog over it.
Okay, so is that going to be your...
That is my
your
thing.
vote,
I'm
Assassin's
nominating
Creed.
and voting for it.
All right,
my
I'm
God.
actually torn between two. My first is Warcraft, because anything I've seen of that film, and I actually have watched part of it, it's just
bad.
bad. But I will give a vote to Gods of Egypt as well, because I've also seen parts
What
of Gods
is
of
in
Egypt.
X-Men Apocalypse that's shameless? Just Oscar Isaac's
The
character?
entire end sequence.
Oh, how he becomes bald?
Olivia Munn's costume.
No, that's...
Oh, but it's Olivia Munn, though.
Yeah, but how did it stay? How did it not stay not like
Who
high all
cares?
the way
It's
up her
Olivia
butt?
Munn.
She trained to be a ninja, and wield a sword for that film,
And she
and then
was in it.
never actually had a ninja sequence. It's just her flying around
but
as Psylocke.
Promotional posters. She was using it. She was all over that promotion.
So I'd say, because I vote for Gods of Egypt, Gods of Egypt gets the
Yeah.
Maggie. So Gods of Egypt gets the Maggie. Congratulations,
Can't wait
Gods
to
of
watch
Egypt.
that movie.
Next one. I think this is a fun one. They should actually put into the Oscars. Best Oscar snub. So it's like, we didn't give an Oscar for it, but we'll give
Well,
an
we
Oscar
know
for it.
who
We're not giving
Ashley
an
is
Oscar to it.
voting for.
Wait, we gotta go
She-
through them. No spoilers. We got John Goodman in 10 Cloverfield Lane. Did a fantastic
Very
job.
good, very good.
Sing Street for original song. I'd go
saw
for
that.
either. A lot of people give praise
sing
for. Can't. A lot of people give praise to Drive It Like You.
I follow you on
Stole It.
Instagram. You sing all the time.
I do sing all the time. But I'd also give Girls is a great song in that. The whole soundtrack. Deadpool for screenplay. I thought it needed a nod. Popstar for original song. It's got a few in that soundtrack that are really great, including the one that I can't remember the title, but it's the not gay one. Definitely you should watch it.
And Lonely Island are just.
it's
in
just
general,
Lonely Island. It's what it is.
Their
So good.
original music is
It's
fantastic.
a solid Lonely Island soundtrack.
It is.
Or album.
Yeah.
And it's just the entire movie.
Another one for song, I'd say Swiss Army Man. And I would say the song Montage. It's a great, just go listen to it. Again, it's all voice work and it's fantastic. Handmaiden for Best Picture. I guess it's because it's a foreign film, it probably just got overlooked. And again, was not shown
Is
hardly
it
anywhere.
nominated for Best Foreign Movie at least?
I don't think so. It's also
think
the
it is.
That's a
problem.
bummer.
It's a great
I
movie.
still haven't seen it, but I heard great things.
Green Room, I'd say for Best Actor, Patrick Stewart,
to see that movie
who gave a
again. It
great
was good.
performance as a villain.
I watched the entire movie with like one eye closed like this
That movie was rough to watch.
because I was afraid, but now I know what happened, so I can watch it again.
And then The Amazing Race, Best Appearance by Bernie Burns.
Fuck it, I vote for Bernie too.
Yay! So he may not have won an Emmy. He may not have won an Academy Award, but
But he
Bernie
wins a
Burns
Maggie.
Wins a Maggie.
So in a category where we're trying to point out John Goodman and Sing Street, all these snubs, we're
Bernie
gonna give the
Burns.
Maggie to Bernie Burns.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Bernie Burns. You get a
better.
Maggie.
I mean, John, if you wanted to talk about any other of the nominees, go for it. But Bernie Burns.
who are you? I mean, not that
Who would you
not that
contest
win, but who
against
would you
Bernie
give it to?
Burns?
I don't want to contest anybody against our wonderful Bernie Burns.
You see what he
Okay.
did to the marketing team.
Yes.
You stood with Bernie.
I stood with him.
I'm the,
I
So
stand
did
with him
I.
now.
The
I stood with him
former
too.
marketing team.
The what?
The former marketing
former
team.
marketing
They're
team.
fucking gone.
They're fucking gone. All right, our last category is my favorite category. Best abs.
Mine too.
Yes.
It's a great category.
Here's our nominations. This is very important. This is the most important Maggie of all. We got 13 Hours, John Krasinski,
Great abs.
Okay. Yep. Good.
Tarzan with Tarzan. That's how it sounds. With Alexander Skarsgård,
Stellar abs.
Batman v Superman with Batfleck.
Old abs.
Hey, old abs.
Old but great.
Old abs are even more impressive.
That's true. That's why I was gonna vote for that.
Look at Hugh Jackman.
Laser Team. That came out in 2016 in theaters.
It did.
With Alan
It
Richardson.
did. Yeah. Okay.
Can I just say
thought
that I
about
was
that.
there
Like-
for the filming of the gym scene when he's training, and Bernie was like, "We need to go," and I was like,
In second day I was on there shooting stills. They were doing the sequence where he runs over stuff. What's it called?
out
An
in the
obstacle
training
course. Obstacle course.
The scene where he
Runs over stuff. Anyways, they're in between, and he's getting all sweaty, and they need to like swap him out so that his shirt doesn't sweat everything. And I was just there, and he takes his shirt off, and Alan just shows off his glory to everybody in the fucking set, and it's like, all right, we get it.
It's ridiculous.
You're a god.
Right?
It was excessive.
Like,
We get it, Alan. And then actually had a good add-in, which was Deadpool.
Ryan Reynolds always has great abs.
Ryan Reynolds had great abs in it until they put all the makeup all over it.
and he got all burned.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes his abs are too good.
He's always had sick abs.
We've discussed this before. We've discussed. I don't know if you ever saw the romantic comedy The Proposal.
Yeah.
In
No.
which he co-stars alongside Sandra Bullock, and he's almost like he's too Abby in that.
yeah,
don't like Sandra
for being like just a plain guy that he's supposed to be in it. Like Sandra Bullock would obviously. Yeah, there's a sequence where they're both naked and they run into each other in Proposal.
And they're like, oh, this is awkward.
Oh no, I've run into
what
Ryan Reynolds
happened?
naked. Oh no, I've run into Sandra Bullock
Oh, yeah,
naked.
I saw that online
But
before.
do you remember when
Such a dilemma.
when Brendan Fraser had to get super duper duper fit for the old Tarzan, and he got down to what, like 3 or 4%.
Do you mean
body
George
fat?
of the Jungle?
Yes.
Oh, Tarzan? Is he Tarzan on that, or is
No,
he George?
he's
old Tarzan.
George of the Jungle.
So who's Tarzan on that? Or is
There is no
There-
Tarzan, it's George of the
like,
Jungle.
It's like a parody of Tarzan. It's George of the Jungle. Watch out for that tree.
He gets ripped.
super ripped. He was down to like 3-4% body fat, like dangerous levels of body
There's
fat.
a sequence where he
Like,
comes out of the shower and he's like confused about the soap, but he's naked. They've got him oiled up to the T. Just every crevice is defined.
Do you think he just looks in the mirror now and goes like, "What is
It's
my
kinda
life?"
sad. Yeah.
I think he's probably like this. Food is delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not
Food is
looking. He's
great.
not looking great.
There you
You're
go.
watching, you're not looking great.
5 people, 13 hours. Tarzan, Batman v Superman, Laser Team, Deadpool. What do we got?
I really like John Krasinski from The Office, and you never really see him shirtless. You're like, "What's he?"
Jim
packing on?"
Halper got ripped.
Well, he's like, "What's Jim Halper going on under that shirt?" And then you see what happens in 13 hours. And
Got
it's like-
ripped.
Yeah, he did get ripped.
Had good lighting too for that scene where he
like
comes
those-
out and he's shirtless.
Those pranks with Dwight certainly got a little intense later down the road.
What do you got?
I think I like Ryan Reynolds. He's got wonderful abs, but I think I actually have to give it to Batfleck.
I'm gonna give it with
He
Ben
was,
Affleck as
he
well
was built.
because he's older and it's
That
more
scene where
impressive.
he's doing the pull-ups.
Yeah.
He's got
Yeah.
the chain around him.
Yeah.
And,
And
he's
he's like throwing tires around, and he got like he's huge for that. He got.
Would you
jacked.
say Affleck was thick in that?
Is that with 2 C's?
Yep.
Yes.
He's a thick boy.
Is that what that means?
Ben
What is the
Thick
two?
Fleck.
What is the 2 C's?
I don't know. It's an internet thing. I'm old.
It's an
All
internet
right, so you
thing
guys
that I
give
haven't
2
quite
votes.
figured out.
You guys give 2 votes for Ben Affleck.
'cause it's just
So I
impressive.
feel comfortable that I know Ben Affleck will get the award, but I will say I'd actually give the award to Skarsgård.
But he's always had abs.
But I think he had like 10 abs in Tarzan. Like there's
whole 10 of 'em?
There's like shots where he pulls off his shirt and is just like, you have more abs than most people. I don't know how you've done this. But I'd also give a nod to John
just
Krasinski.
impressive.
'Cause
Yeah,
that was
'cause
just
John-
impressive.
yeah, 'cause-
Halpert,
Well, all the nominations are nods.
they are. They just Halpert got sexy.
Mm-hmm.
But good job, Affleck. You get a Maggie for your.
Darth
That-
Vader in
that-
that scene had some good abs on that suit.
Yeah, that may be the only
got abs in the
recognition
suit,
Ben
I think,
Affleck gets for
Yeah.
Batfleck. So
For Batfleck.
look on the bright side, Affleck. You got a Maggie.
Well, there you go. That's
Isn't he
all
like?
right there.
Doesn't he like not? He's like doesn't really want to play Batman anymore. He's just the
Yeah,
pressure's just
well,
too much.
so he's definitely not directing, and reportedly he wants out.
He wants to be out. I was like, no.
That's rumors. We'll see until.
You were the only good thing.
Yeah, I'll hold my breath. I won't hold my breath
He
until.
was the best thing.
He was
about
the
it.
only good thing about
know
the
he- I
DC
know-
cinematic universe
I know
right now.
he was very mopey,
Yeah.
but that's also very Batman.
Yep.
He's very Batman.
Batman brooding? Oh my God. Okay, so the Oscars, when this video comes out, are still on the horizon, but who cares? The first annual Maggies have been handed out. So as far as I'm concerned, we're all concerned. That's a wrap on award season. Stop giving out awards. We're done. We're good. Over. With that out of the way, let's all raise a glass to the big winners tonight. I think the big winner obviously was Emmy-nominated Bernie Burns. Congratulations, Emmy-nominated Bernie Burns for your Maggie.
Maggie winning Bernie Burns.
Emmy-nominated Maggie winning. Add that to your business card. And to the rest of you winners, congratulations. None of you may get the same career bump from the Maggies that you might get from an Oscar win, but you'll always be winners in our hearts, and at least you appeared in movies that people actually saw. Unless you were one of those comedies, seriously, did anyone see Masterminds at all? I don't think anyone did, but who cares? Cheers to you folks. You did us all proud, and don't forget to enjoy the show.